So it's been a while since I made a video with the dump truck. I got last year in April. We have it for just over 1 year now. It's a 2024. I ordered it. XL Ford F600 with the 6.7 Power Stroke. I had a custom bed made out of, I don't know what the thickness of the aluminum is, but it's a more durable aluminum. It's the same aluminum that they use when they make triaxle beds. So I got a heavier duty aluminum so it didn't dent and get ruined because we used the heck out of the truck. The truck's been great. It is not like my GM that caused me problems from day one of being brand new. There's all kinds of videos on that. They'll be back up after the case with the GM settled. I still have the GM. It's still sitting at a dealership. It's fixed, so they say. I haven't even gone to look at it or anything. I have a lawsuit against GM on that. But anyways, I'll talk about that when it's resolved. Back to the 24 F600. Sorry that it's filthy. It's nice because it has four-wheel drive. It's been a great truck. I'm very happy with it, as I am usually with Fords. That's why I have my 250 for hauling equipment, and my wife has the F-150 Tremor that's a 23, and I just got the 25 STX. So we have a bunch of Fords. Anyways, the reason I'm making this video because the other day it is about the same as the GM. I ripped the whole dump hoist out of the GM whenever they put the new pump in. Whenever we swapped to a clutch pump, I ripped the scissor lift out of that a month later, and then then the fuel pump exploded right after. I had to pay for pot. So that's what this video is about. Upfitters. This bed, Super City Manufacturing out of Somerset, PA, did a great job. I love the bed. It's beautiful. It cleans up really nice. It's just filthy right now. It's not even polished aluminum, but it looks like a mirror when it's clean. So anyways, this thing has two hydraulic actuators under it. The reservoir is right here. It's at least 5 gallons, if not a little bit more. And that's the way it should be. You can service it with the bed down. You can see it. That's the way a truck should be set up of this size. This has a PTO in it because it works as it should. You flip the PTO on while you're driving, while you're sitting still. You can dump on a fly, no problems, unlike the GM that I had, was ridiculous with the PTO. So anyways, my guy was driving, tailgating a driveway, and the bed came crashing down. And, well, it didn't come all the way down. It was up a few inches. So, anyways, I don't think he knew the mechanics behind it. I was like, just bring it back to the house. I'll assess it. So he came back to the driveway, pulled in. I looked because the fluid was a little low. I looked underneath. There was no leaks or anything. And you'll see it in the video. I took some video of it that day. So first problem, I don't know, we're probably around 40,000 miles. Somehow those bolts broke, and these are the ends of the actuators that are now bent. Came out of the frame and cracked the housing. But I came back here behind the truck and I looked right here, and as you can see now, maybe I don't have a light, but it's all new. It's all replaced. All this is new up in there. What happened was the two bolts that go through the hydraulic cylinder rod ends to the scissor lift sheared off at some point. One's gone, pieces of it were still there. Anyways, the bolts came out of the rod ends of the lift cylinders, hydraulic cylinders. Somehow on a bump or something, I don't know how, the bed came off, because the rod ends go in pockets and then bolts go through them. So both of them broke. The bed came off of the rod ends and came slamming down from about 45 degrees or so. Only had like a ton or so left in the bed, so it was real weird. But Anyways, so yeah, he came back here. When the bed came down, that back piece of the scissor lift that we just looked at, you'll see in the video, landed on the rod ends of the actuators and actually bent them. I'm guessing they're 1.5 inch chrome, and I think they're chrome, but 1.5 inch in diameter. Just bent them both, had a nice curve to them. So we were dead in the water, can't do anything at that point. So I had my driver take the truck out to Somerset, PA, where they built this bed. It's probably about an 1.5 hour drive from here. And anyways, I talked to them on the phone because I still had their contacts from when we built the bed. Terry there, he does sales and everything. He's the one that quoted me everything, and then he got me in contact with, I'm guessing, their mechanic or a manager in maintenance. His name was Drew, and he was pleasant to work with. They're like, bring it out, we'll get it in. That was on a Friday, and we didn't get it there till Friday evening when they were closing. It broke on the first job in the morning. They said we can get to it Monday for sure. We have all the parts here. We'll get it swapped out. We'll have it back to you probably by Tuesday at the latest. Okay. So we went through the weekend. Monday came. I had to reschedule jobs for Monday. They called me probably early afternoon, 1 or 2 p.m., and said the truck's done. He's got the keys. He left the keys hidden somewhere, and told me to just come pick it up and take it. So I did that, and then what was really nice about them and what the difference is between a nice upfitter like Super City is he didn't try to like make me pay for it up front, or I didn't have to negotiate with him. He was just like, I'm not charging you any labor on this. He was like, if you would pay half of, what it would cost. So you're covering pretty much parts. So basically it cost me just over $2,500, and they ate the rest of it. It was, I don't know what their warranty program is, but it was just over a year. Same thing happened with Baker Truck Equipment down in Hurricane, West Virginia on that GM. They built the bed inadequately for this size of truck. Different truck was the GM 6500, but they totally built it wrong. The PTO didn't work. They should have told me, PTO is not going to work with what you're trying to do as it should. But anyways, Baker stopped answering me, didn't reimburse me anything, didn't cut me any deal. I had to pay and get everything swapped over the way I wanted it, so it worked properly out of pocket, costing me somewhere around 12 grand. That was for a new clutch pump, switching from a PTO, and then putting a whole new, because their lift hoist came apart, and then I ripped it out because it was inadequate for the size of truck. And the upfitter who installs them all the time, not Super City, another one in Somerset, PA, I think A&H, they told me when they saw it that the upfitting, lift hoist was not adequate for the size of truck. So yeah, so that's the difference between a good company and a bad company. This company, they stood behind their product. They said that, hey, would you mind paying for half of it, just cover some of the parts costs? And I was like, yeah, that's reasonable. I'll meet you halfway. That's a good company. I would buy from them again. Having that kind of service, having a 1 business day turnaround on the truck. We got it back that evening. My driver went and got it, brought it back, and we were running Tuesday morning. So we only missed 2 days of, the day it broke, and then 1 day that they fixed it of jobs, and we just rescheduled them in. I blocked some time out to make them up. So we're good to go now. Everything's running again. I think we got about 25,000 miles, 30,000 miles, somewhere in that range on the truck now. I mean, we put a lot of miles on the truck. We run roughly 8 to 10 loads a day delivering. You can make a good bit of money between that and the skid steer with that Hydro bucket I have videos on. It's a good little side business, but yeah, just the way I have this set up works really good, and we're running 8 to 10 loads a day. Grossing probably anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500, sometimes more in sales. When we're using equipment, it's better, but just dump truck deliveries. it does pretty well. So I'm really liking the bed, liking the truck. No real complaints like with the GM. So, and Ford has always stood behind their products for me if I've ever had an issue. I have not had the problems that I've had with GM. Super City's been great on this dump body, and you know, I wanted to buy a nicer one. This was expensive. This dump body was $33,000 for the lift hoist. The dump body, they fabricate it themselves, and for the electric tarp. But yeah, 33 grand just for the dump body and lift hoist, PTO, outfitter work on top of the truck and chassis. So it's holding up nice. It's in great shape. Whenever I go to trade this truck in a couple years, if this isn't in good shape, I'm just gonna take it out to Somerset and have them move the dump body over to a new chassis, because I want to have a truck with a warranty on it. So that's it. I just wanted to tell you about my experience with Super City and a good upfitter that stands behind their project. Unlike Baker Truck Equipment, don't go to them, don't use them in Hurricane, West Virginia. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. I never